and welcome to the Charlie's Nail Art YouTube channel. My name's Amanda and I am one of the ambassadors here at Charlie's Nail Art. And in today's video, I'm going to be showing you guys how I apply a full cover foil to an acrylic nail. So to start off with, I have this gorgeous blue marble foil. I love this one. It has such a pretty pattern to it, which you will see here when I get it open. And just look how gorgeous this foil is. I love this one if you want quite a realistic looking marble, and that's why I decided I would do a full nail with it today so you can really see the pattern in the marble. Now to begin with, I'm working on my practice hand. I have already applied a tip, so now I'm coming in and applying a thin clear acrylic base. I always like to do a clear base layer when I'm doing any kind of acrylic design, so that if I was working on myself or if you was working on a client, when your client comes back in for a redesign, you can file off your design straight down to this clear base. Now I did leave that base to set for a minute or two before coming in with my coloured acrylic. Now whenever I'm working and doing a full cover foil design, I like to put a colour down underneath my foil that matches or looks similar to the foil. This way, if you do get any little tiny breakages or pieces missing in your foil, they're not going to be noticeable basically because you've got a very similar color underneath. So because I was working with acrylic for this design, I've come in with a matching acrylic color. If you were doing a gel polish set of nails, you could find a gel polish that has a similar color to the foil in it. Now I've just painted on a really thin layer of my acrylic colour. I'm not worried about it having perfect pigmentation or perfect coverage because you're not going to really see any of this colour. Like I said, it's just there just in case the foil has any little gaps missing. Now I'm going to come in and encapsulate. So when I'm encapsulating, I'm building up my strength and structure. So I'm making sure that I build up my apex. So you'll see that I placed my first bead down in that apex area, kind of just patted out the sides and left the bulk of it where I'd placed it. Then I'm coming in with my next bead of acrylic, blending that into the previous bead and then walking this down towards the very free edge of the nail. We don't want to build up too much bulk at that free edge of the nail because that is the thinnest part of the nail. We want a lot of our product and structure in the back third where we're creating our apex. Now I did leave my clear acrylic to fully set, and then off camera I filed this nail into shape. And then I also made sure to clean away all of the dust, and here I was just checking that all of that was removed. Now that all of the dust is removed and the nail is nice and clean, I'm coming in with a foil gel. Now you can apply your foils with either a foil gel or a foil glue. I personally prefer the foil gels. So I'm making sure to apply a nice even layer of this to the entire nail. The particular one I'm using is quite thick and it feels a little bit sticky as you're applying it. So I like to make sure I'm really painting that on, really making sure I've not got a nice even layer on the entire nail and that there's no gaps. I need to make sure that it's fully covered because everywhere you want your foil to go, you need your foil gel to be. I then pop that in my LED lamp to cure for 30 seconds, and when it comes out it has a super tacky layer, and that's what you're going to stick your foil onto. So as you can see, I've pressed my foil down. Now my one mistake I made here was when I first placed this down, I placed it down ever so slightly too far away from the cuticle. So you can see there you've got a tiny little green line where you can see that acrylic I've applied down at the cuticle area. So I should have just applied my foil a little bit closer, but you know, you learn from your mistakes. But then what I'm doing is I'm really rubbing my foil on to that tacky foil gel, and I like to use a combination of my thumb, a silicone tool and a cuticle pusher. This is just, again, personal preference. You probably could just use one of them, but I like to use my thumb because I find the warmth from your own hand helps the foil transfer. And then I like to use a cuticle pusher if I've got any deep creases. I find you do need to be very gentle with it, but I find if I've got any creases in my foil, the cuticle pusher really helps to get them out. And the silicone tool, it just sometimes is a little bit easier to use this rather than your thumb, just to make sure you're getting good contact between the foil and the foil gel underneath. And here you can see how well that foil has transferred. I'm just double checking over the entire nail before I peel it off. and look how well it covered. I've got barely any left on the foil backing paper. Now, once you have got your foil applied, I like to just tap it down any areas where it might be sticking up a little bit. I was a little bit frustrated at the cuticle area there, but I was just making sure it had pressed down nicely. Now, once you have got your foil applied, you need to seal it in. I'm going to seal mine in with a no wipe gel top coat. So I'm applying a really thin, even layer of this all over the entire nail, making sure I get right close around that cuticle area and making sure I cap the side walls as well. Now, if I'm doing foils on myself, I personally like to double top coat just to make sure it's fully sealed in. But for the purpose of the video, I just showed you guys one layer of top coat. I'm then going to pop my top coat in to cure for 60 seconds, and this is the finished result. So how quick and easy was that to do? I absolutely love nail foils because they are such an amazing way to create easy nail art. Charlie's Nail Art has a huge range of nail foils on the website, so I will leave a link below, so do make sure to check that out. I do also have a discount code which gets you 10% off your order, so I'll make sure to leave that in the description box for you guys as well. I really hope you all enjoyed watching. If you have any questions regarding nail foils, pop them below and I'll be happy to help. I do have a couple of more designs coming up using this foil, so don't forget to hit that subscribe button if you don't want to miss those. Thank you all for watching. Take care. Bye bye.